come on in. This is the Maker Beehive. This is where we make stuff with scraps of paper and textiles. And we glue it. Sometimes we paint it. Sometimes we make marks on it with fun and interesting just things we find around the house or that we thrift. I am using a catalog, an old Simplicity catalog. And I am using a yearbook. I am using a quilt book. This is a book that has a bunch of quilt images in it. But you could simply use your junk mail, just like I always say. I have my old Simplicity book. Because I decided I want my van to be reddish. I want it to be in the red family. So I took the printable. This is what it looks like when it comes out from the printer. And then I took my Sharpie and followed my sketch lines, okay? And why did I do a Sharpie? Because we want to see lines on the back because we're gonna cut out our bus after we finish collaging. When you collage your bus, I highly recommend that you do a couple of different patterns, 2 or 3 patterns, maybe 2 or 3 colors, but keep it in a general same color because you really want that bus, you want to be able to see the borders of your bus, the outline of your bus. April, I'm on regular paper. So by making my bus itself, so anywhere the bus would actually be, you know, the metal part of the bus, that's where we want our collage to be. If I collage over the window, that's okay because eventually we're going to cut the windows out and we're going to collage little scenes to put on our bus. There are going to be people on our bus. Maybe there will be animals. Who knows? Maybe there's going to be a monkey hanging upside down. It could be a clown. It could be people on the way to a football game holding their banners, or who knows what it is. You decide. It's your project. Use your voice and your choices. But I am making my bus reddish. One thing that I did was I looked up online. First, I started thinking I wanted to do a double-decker bus, and that got a little complicated. I was trying to sketch it, and I couldn't get it just right. So then I looked up European bus, and this is very similar to what I was seeing, but what I found when I was sketching, I didn't want it to be like this modern-looking straight, you know, straight lines, sleek. So it's wobbly and whopper-joppled on purpose. Number one, that makes it a little more charming. I like when things aren't perfect. I just think it gives it some more charming look. And then I also like the fact that it kind of brushes away, sweeps away, erases any fear of needing to be perfect, okay? All right, so what I'm gonna do, I started collaging my little pieces. I'm just taking the items that I chose for my collage that are mainly red. There's a lot of red. Red is very dominant here, but it's going to give me this really cool pattern on my bus. Just trust me. Pick a color that you want your bus to be. Find some collage pieces in your catalogs, magazines, junk mail, wrapping paper, scrapbook paper, whatever, and find that one color dominating whatever you're choosing, okay? And then we're just gonna take little pieces. It can be squares, it doesn't matter. In the end, it's just not gonna matter. And I am simply using a glue stick today. Let's make it super easy. I'm gonna go ahead. I liked this from the Simplicity because I liked the pops of black in there. So I'm gonna apply some of that. See how that black looks really cool? I'm just gonna pop that in here and there. And one thing I will mention, these are heavier papers. This is from a book about quilts. So the paper's a little bit heavier, it's glossy, I don't care. And then this cover for my Simplicity book is a little bit heavier. So I am mixing a couple of textures, not concerned about it. I get that question a lot. If I'm collaging, do I have to keep everything the same weight of paper? A lot of times I will say yes, but in this case, not necessarily. We are collaging and overlapping, and everything's just going to be all smushed together, so it doesn't really matter. And I love using the glue stick. It just makes things easier, a little less messy, quicker. We need a nice quick project every now and then. See how those letters are kind of going? Just wait until we cut this out and how that turns out. Just make sure you get good coverage, just like if we were using our gel medium. You still want to get really good coverage underneath your papers. So I'm actually applying my glue on top of the other papers that I already have on there, smushing it down really, really well. Might be fun to just do a little pop of this one. This has a little more color in it. Also, this underneath here, I'm actually going to use it as a background potentially once we get this done. And this is just the back of a pad of watercolor paper. I always save these chipboard pieces because they are really great to collage onto. Just a little tip, another little tip of repurposing and reusing what you already have. If you haven't already figured that out, that's what we're all about here. Using our scraps, repurposing, reusing, and finding those scraps, sourcing the scraps, thinking inventively of how we can take something that we were going to throw away and turn it into artwork. And I recently said, somebody asked, do you ever run out of ideas? I've been doing this for 6 years and have not run out of ideas yet. So no, I don't think so. And that's the beauty of making things with paper, with scraps. The possibilities are endless, and the opportunity for making your own choices is so exciting. This is not paint by number. And I love that about what we do. It's not paint by number. Oh, that says die. I'm going to take that off. I like the word red. That's fun. So I'm going to lay off of that one for a while. Where could I use? Over here is a good spot for this one. This is a window. We need something here. And don't be afraid to just go right over top of those windows. It just makes it easier as you start to fill everything in. When these lines get really small here between our windows, it's okay just to slap it right on there and go right over top of those windows. We're going to cut them out anyway. Is this not going to be so cute? In the comments, I would love to know who is new to collage. I want to see new to collage in the comments. Collage is new to me. And I would love to know if you've been wanting to learn collage, or you just happened upon this opportunity and you're just curious. And I've really been interested lately, more than I ever have, to know where women are as far as your creative pursuits. I think this is becoming more important to me to understand as I get older, because as I get older, I just had my daughter get married last weekend. I'm finding that I need more things, more activities to call my own. To be what I am, you know, what is it that I do? What's My mom, she has Alzheimer's now, but her thing was always asking me or my kids, like, what's your thing? What is your thing? And we all need our thing. So I'm also curious in the comments if you would share, what is your thing? Are you searching for your thing? What is it that you do? Are you a quilter? Is that what you're known for? And how important is it to you to have a thing? Have you been searching for just the right thing? Have you tried things that just didn't work out? What have you tried that you abandoned? And you're just trying to find that perfect thing to call your own. I'm getting there. We're almost there. Sue says, I am not new to collage, but I am loving this summer series that you're offering. I like all areas of mixed media. Kathy says, I think I have too many things and I have to narrow it down. I can relate to that, Kathy, because I have tried everything. I've tried sewing, not a big fan. I don't like measurements. I don't like having to be so precise. I am too impatient for the sewing process. I like something that is quick, with a quick reward. I tried scrapbooking, which I absolutely did love scrapbooking. But then my kids grew up and I just kind of got out of it. So I love paper. I've always loved working with paper. And I've always been drawn to the types of projects where you could be kind of loose. And I think that's why I like distressing things so much. I love the idea of imperfection and distressed and vintage because I think I just like the imperfection of it. Oh, I need to fill in right here. Peggy Friedman. Hi, Peggy Friedman. Peggy Friedman was featured on my Facebook page last week. Now that I'm retired, I have more time. I've learned that I love to garden, especially flowers. I'm a painter, scrapbooker, DIYer, and I love it all. I frequently come back to mixed media to get the creative juices flowing. Peggy, wow, you really are speaking my language. I love all those things too, and I do find that collage and mixed media definitely gets the creative juices going when you need a spark, because it's so easy and accessible to anyone at any level. Joanne says, I do a little of a lot of crafts. Boy, we can relate. I happened upon one of your videos and I was amazed at your end result. Now I'm hooked and love your way of instructing. Thank you, Joanne. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. My mission here is to reach women like you who are looking for that thing. It's so easy. It's simple. It's easy. And like you said, Joanne, you couldn't believe the end result. Like sometimes you look at something like this and you go, what is she doing? What is she doing? Well, we're going to start cutting and you're going to see how fun this is going to get. I'm going to use my X-Acto knife. You are welcome to cut with scissors if you prefer. This might stick. You know, if you've got time, like we're collaging together, I'm doing this as quickly as I can with you every Monday. But you might want to let this dry before you cut it, because wet collage can chew really easily. You don't get as nice of a cut if you don't wait for it to dry. But in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut out these windows. And I can be super precise and follow the lines of my sketch. I can let it be whopper jobbled. It just really doesn't matter. It is sticking, so I just gotta be careful. But look, I'm popping out a window. This is gonna be so fun. I might get a piece of wax paper so it doesn't stick as bad. So just hang on one second. See if it won't stick to parchment paper quite as much. We've got Mary Jo Boyd who says, I've done quilting, knitting, crocheting, painted furniture. Me too. Painted furniture. How many people have painted furniture? You take something that was ugly from the thrift store or from a garage sale, and then you want to give it new life. I think we have that in common, and I think that's another reason I love collage art and mixed media, because you can take the discarded and give it new life. Mary Jo said, this is the first that has really got a hold of me. Ooh, I love that, Mary Jo. We should put a warning out when you come to the Maker Beehive. It's a good chance you're going to get hooked. So we're just going to cut these out. These are our windows. And actually, it'll be quicker if we just go ahead and cut all of our lines and then punch them out. I'm getting a little anxious to cut out my bus, so I'm going to take a few of these windows out, and then we're going to cut around the bus, and we're just going to be able to kind of see where we're going. Jan Hodge said, I tried many things before the Maker Bees, and she's referring to my actual paid group, my membership group. And she said, this is the one that stuck. Jan, why? What is it that made it stick? Everybody has a different reason. I'm curious what yours is. All right, I'm going to cut around my bus now, and we're going to kind of see where we're going. I'm going to go ahead and cut these little lights, these little pieces. I want to go ahead and cut around my wheels, but I think I'm going to do something different for them after I get everything else finished. And I kind of have a few wonky curves to my bus, and I'm going to stick with them. I kind of like that wonkiness. How cute is that? Look at that. Is it so cute? Just wait. You wait until we get our little scenes inside those windows. Oh my gosh, so fun. I want to make this window a little bit bigger. I just noticed when I had it flipped over, I just want it a little bit bigger. All right, let's keep cutting out our windows. And do you know, you could just make these for so many occasions. Can you imagine like a little Christmas card, like a little mini version, and then have Santa driving the bus, or elves driving the bus, or on the bus, or a birthday, people in the bus holding balloons and presents. Could just be your thing. Oh, I got an occasion. Well, I'll make my little collage bus for somebody. We have a new puppy, so I don't know if you guys meet Rusty. Now we have a new puppy. His name's Hobbs, and we call him Hobby Lobby. Okay, so you're going to see that I accidentally cut here and it's split. Not going to matter. But look at my bus. Look at my bus, everybody. Look at my bus. And I have plenty of paper left. I could do more. So I had said in the email, you know, it's optional if you want to do a background. There's two things that we can do here. But look, see how those, remember those, the pieces with the letters on it that I talked about, how that's going to look really cool? But you also see how it's dominated by red? Okay, so let's play around. You could totally just do the bust itself. It would just be cute on its own. It's just going to make me feel better if I kind of designate where my wheels are. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my wheels yet. But let's just outline them for now. Okay. But you could just do the bus itself. So in other words, just do your little collage to go behind each window and just have it on its own. Or you could do a whole background. And if we have time, I'll do a background for it. But for now, I'm just going to concentrate on doing the little scenes behind. So I've got a couple of things that I was looking at. So I've got this old simplicity pattern. So that could be one of my windows. These two could be in windows. I don't know. They're not that interesting to me, but it's just an idea. So I also have this old yearbook. You know what? I just had an idea. What if we do this? What if you did print your template twice and then use the template to create your little collage scenes on? And then that way you know exactly where to put them, what size to make them, and then you can lay it right on top of your scene. Let's do that. So here are some different kids. I like these better. So I'm going to put her right there. And have a yearbook. I think these are hysterical. What would be good in my bus window? I mean, it'd just be funny to do like the individual pictures. Oh, somebody said your grandchildren's faces. That would be great. I think this is where the driver would be, right? And you can do wonky stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be people, you know? It could be animals, or... What about these funny characters from this book? This is kind of funny. Oh, this is so much fun. I think that bird is too big. Those book spines are so cool for something, aren't they? This is a great book, too, for collage. It's called Natural Curiosities. I'm going to go back to my yearbook. Let's get one more thing out of the yearbook. He's funny. So now I have to start thinking about making it fit. Okay, Jen's got out her book of dolls. Oh, this one's so cute. I don't know if this will fit. Okay. I've got this Mother Goose book. Let's see what we can find in here. Let's see. Oh, that's cute. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Except I need to cut it off right there. So now my pieces are starting to overlap. So now I have to get a little more mindful of the outlining of it. So in other words, like now this has to That's another thing about glue stick. I love the way I can just kind of move it under here. So the bird is up there, and then the little farm animals are down here. So I need a space here and a space here, and then we're going to do something different up on that area. Okay, let's put the little farmer in. I'm not sure yet. We're going to put the farmer right here. We need a little pop of color there. Anybody have any questions about anything? Anything we've talked about at all over the past 7 weeks? Oh, I think I moved my... Okay, there we go. The last day of the collage series, I don't know yet. I hope to go into the second week of August, but it depends on when my daughter moves back for college. So I am going to do a little something for the wheels. I think I'll just fill these in first with my paint marker, just to make it easy. But you could collage that. You could have collaged that, and it'd be super fun. And I'll do a little something else on those in just a minute. But what I want to do now is something across the top, these top windows. And I don't necessarily want it to be people. I also don't want it to be too busy. It should look like the inside of the bus. I also need something here. But these top windows, I feel like, oh, I also need something here. But I feel like there's an opportunity in those top windows for something kind of silly or fun. I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking I need a pop of color of some sort. We have red for the bus, so I don't want to do anything red or it will blend. Yellow might be good. Let's see how my girl is placed here. It's pretty good. So she kind of wants a bite of that lollipop, looks like. Arlette, you get the template. Sandra Trent will give you a link here in the comments of how to get the template. You just need to go to www.themakerbeehive.com/collage maker summer series, all one word. So let's think about that top part of the bus. Somebody said you could do words. I'm seeing things in my collection here like this and this that are yellow and this with numbers on it. I'm not saying it's the right answer. I'm just saying I like the color. There's also this dog that's yellow. How will that get incorporated? I don't know yet. Flipping through my book over here. There's this little bit of this. So let's move this. You could do this same process 100 times and come out with something totally different every time. The characters that you choose, the colors that you choose, the pattern. That's the beauty of collage. It's all about choice, and it's all your choice. Okay, I think I'm going to glue my bust down. I'm just going to cut this out. Again. I'm going to put this on a piece of white so you can see it better. How cute is that? So I kind of want to, there's stuff I need to add to it to make it pop. You know what I mean? Like even the bust is still kind of blending into I'm checking to see if we have any questions. Where did we go? Oh. So I think I'll use my Stabilo. I think that's going to give me the look that I want, my Stabilo. You could also use a Sharpie if you don't have a Stabilo pencil. But that's where I'm going to start. Let's start there. The Stabilo I like because it provides a smudgier look. Looks more like shading. And you can kind of look at what it looks like before. And then see what happens when we add. And I'm mainly marking on the bus, not inside the window, but I might hit inside the window, which is okay. And when I am using my Stabilo, it's a water reactive pencil, graphite pencil. And when I am marking here, I'm kind of just placing the color very loosely. And I'm going to come back with a damp paintbrush. And it's going to smudge it a little bit. It's going to give me these really nice little shady, smushy, smoky outlines on these windows, and you can kind of see already it's giving us more dimension. A Stabilo pencil is a great thing to have. It is very inexpensive, highly effective. It lasts a long time. I've never used up a Stabilo. Now granted, I have about 10 of them, so I kind of alternate between them, but I think if you were to order a pack of 10 from Amazon, it would be, I don't know, I think it's around $12 or so. Not very much when you consider the fact that you will never probably ever have to buy it again. So I'm just getting a brush that's just barely wet with some clean water. And I'm just going to smudge. See how it just gets a little smoky? And it just adds dimension without being like this really stark. Like a Sharpie's fine, a marker's fine. People will ask me, what's a great alternative for the Stabilo? And I would say there's not one. I mean, the Stabilo is so awesome. Thank you. It's number 8046. The Stabilo water reactive pencil comes in all kinds of colors, but I used the graphite black 8046. It's not expensive. Like, just order it. Don't ask for an alternative. Just get it. It's kind of like just one of those staples that I highly recommend if you're gonna stick around here at the Maker Beehive and keep making things with me. And it just adds good stuff to your art. Vanessa says, how do you sharpen them? Just with a regular pencil sharpener. It's just the same size as a regular pencil. looking back for questions. Another thing is, if we don't feel like those windows are popping out enough, sometimes I'll test out my white gel pen. Just a little touch of like light helps too. You can do one or the other, or sometimes I've been known to kind of combine, and it can be scribbly. The reason I keep going over here is because my glue is kind of wet, and if I hit glue, my white gel pen won't work. So I'm popping over here to dry it off and then come back. So we can just add a little white, and I would definitely come back when it's dry. It's going to show up better. What else can we do? Let's say we really wanted to put this on a city street. Oh, goodness. I don't want to make things complicated. Does anybody want to see me put it on a city street? Melissa Rogers. Make sure you're checking your spam folder. I will tell you that 9.9 times out of 10, when somebody says I didn't get the email, I can look and see that they opened it, received it. I see on July, sorry to call you out, but July 1st, June 23rd, June 6th. So everywhere from June 12th, June 16th, June 23rd, July 1st, July 8th, those emails to you, Mrs. Melissa Rogers, have been opened. And then yesterday it was sent. I would check your spam folder. A city street with a bus stop, says Barbara. Buttons for the wheels. I don't know. That could be cute. I'm not feeling it. It's a little bit too, I don't know. I can't explain it. I'm not feeling the buttons for the wheels. That's just me. Let's try to make a city. I can't guarantee you that I can, but we'll try. That's what we do here, is we try, right? And maybe it doesn't have to be an actual city. It can just be like the impression of one. Would that be fair? So if I were going to make a city, so it's going down the street. There's going to be something distance that's on the road. So it's going to have a road. So this is easy. We're just going to have like this surface down here that's just a road, okay? And then we're going to have buildings back here. So maybe there's a building here, another building here. But then they're going to start getting shorter and smaller as the street kind of goes down. And now we've got a building here in the distance. Another one here. And another one here. So do you see that? So let's say we've got, I might just sketch it for you and you can do your own thing, but so now do you see how it's kind of facing towards that way? So my windows are going to angle up. And then as we get farther and farther away, the windows are going to get smaller. And then way back here, this is going to become kind of like, we can't even tell like what that is. Right? You can have like a little ledge, maybe a little something on top of this building. Windows going this way. This is just how, this is how I sketch and draw. Maybe we have, this one's fancy. This one's got like a little walkway up there. What about starting to look like Sesame Street? I don't know, I'm just playing. These are just little, like, balconies. I don't know how to make a balcony, but it's just kind of what I'm imagining. And there's doors. And then you could collage this or paint it. Right? Do you see it? It's a little messy. Trying to see comments. Maybe define the windows. We got that. A clock on one of the buildings. Yeah, we could do that. Make the door more clear here. I don't know, a clock. I don't know. Something like that. But what I would probably do, I don't have my paint right here with me, but you could collage these buildings. You could do something super impressionistic, like oh, like this. See? That could be a building. And these little ones, as it starts getting smaller. Oh, look at this. This can make, you can make buildings out of these. Oh, I just had an idea. Those birds made me think of something. I've got a little idea. These are fun. Those book spines are still so cute to me. Okay, let's see if this works. This little idea I have. Let's say that we created, somebody said, what about just a solid background with some birds or clouds? Okay, well, I'm getting ready to do birds. I love that. And let me do my birds really quick. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make them super, super simple. They're just going to be just like my word birds. These are like the Partridge Family birds. What if we had birds riding on top of our bus through the city? Or whatever you want to be riding on top. It doesn't have to be birds. What could it be? Imagination. So important and so fun. Oh my gosh, how cute is that with the birds on top? I'm sorry, but that is stinking cute. I am loving this. Let's do a pink one. I'm trying to make them all kind of a different shape. Let me ask you guys this. Thank you for sharing your thoughts in the comments. I love to serve you creatively. It is sincerely my passion in life to help people who think they can't make art see that they actually can. And I fully believe that making art with paper and scraps is a glorious way to prove to yourself that you can. And so what I'd like to ask is there anybody out there who has discovered in themselves that I think I can do this? Like I do believe I can do this. And this has been the one thing you've been looking for. And why? Oh, my Posca's drying up. There we go. Aren't the birds so cute? Vanessa says, I have a hard time drawing and painting, but this is easy. You are so inspiring. Thank you. Sue says, I just love the new ideas that you come up with. I love doing my style using your ideas. Yes, Sue, thank you. That is like what I love the most, is that my approach and the way that we do things here at the Maker Beehive, you cannot avoid doing things with your own unique voice. Carrie says, yes, we can do this because you have broken it down and helped us figure out how to do it. The birds are so cute. What else can we put on top of the bus? Think of, just throw out some ideas of other things you can put top of the bus. Okay, I'm going to try something here. This is totally experimental. By the way, that's how I continue to stay creative and I'm able to come up with classes and ways to keep you inspired, is because I consistently play. And in my mind right now, I'm thinking, what if I stick to this kind of impressionistic cityscape, but add a little bit of color, but let's not try to make it super realistic and detailed. We just want it to fall into the background, and let's be honest, we don't want the pressure of trying to actually make a city. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to apply my Stabilo pencil. This is the one that's all smushy, and it smushes with any type of moisture, so including paint. And what I am planning is kind of defining these lines again with my Stabilo. But then I'm going to add gesso. This is a brand new thing of gesso almost. And I might tint it as well, but first, and this could just be paint also. And what's going to happen is my Stabilo is going to smudge. I'm going really light, and the Stabilo is going to smudge. Okay, love it, love it, love it. Now, I'm gonna get that parchment paper back out that I had before. Actually, I'll just use another piece. Just use another piece of watercolor paper, and I'm just gonna smush it. This is totally experimenting, okay? That's so fun. That's so fun. Oh my gosh, so I've got a little bit of texture now. I've got a little bit of, it's like this impressionistic looking cityscape. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna grab my blue paint really quick. Let's get a little bit of blue. Put just a tiny bit of blue in a little palette here. And I'm going to take a smaller brush, a little bit of water, and just where I didn't have my buildings, we're just going to take a little bit of that watery blue I'm making this up, ladies. I'm making it up. This just needs to be like that. We could use some windows here. right? A little better. And then also what I might do, just to stay a little, let's see. I don't want to start adding a ton of color. But I'm using a little bit of, this is called Cocoa. It's kind of a yellowish brown. Watery brush. And we're going to keep this. I'm just touching these windows. Messy. Keeping it messy. Okay. What do you think about that? Pretty fun. Okay, let's put our bus back on here. Oh, you know what? We didn't do this bottom part. Let's make that a mixture of all those colors we just used. We're just going to mix them all up. But not completely. Okay. What do you think? Now, if I were going to put the birds on there, which is something I might have to sit on, I'm not sure yet. I would want them outlined. Because then you can see them a little bit better. But pretty quick, right? Quick and easy, fun. Oh, wait, that's my wrong one. Put little eyes on our birds. And we could really line this whole thing up with birds if we wanted to. But how fun is that? So fun. And I would also, let's add Stabilo around this so you can see see it pop off our background. If you choose to put it on a background, like you're maybe thinking about that, you know, sleep on it. And that's another thing about making collage. It never really has to end. Like this is something I could keep working on. I can make a different background. I could, oh, I also wanted to make this little part of the bus like a little, and I could still add things like to these upper windows if I wanted to do something fun. So stinking fun. I just wanted to add a little more visual interest. Oops. And I am not sure if I'm finished yet. I may do more to it. May change up the background. But my main objective, was to get you inspired. And I hope that you are. And I hope that you give it a try. Thank you, Sandra. She said that cool background could stand alone. Pretty stinking fun. I could even bring this down a little bit. Show more of my buildings. All right, that's it for this week. And Sandra Trent is going to put in the comments a link to my free Facebook group. And it's a group. It's different than a page because a group allows you to share what you've made. So that's why I have the free Facebook group. So you can go there and share whatever you make from the things that I show and demonstrate, whether it's a paid class or if it's a freebie. We want to see it. That's a huge part of the fun, is seeing what everybody comes up with. So if you'll go to my Facebook group, which is Mixed Media and Textile Art and Junk Journaling with Jennifer Chamberlain, I would love to see what you make. I always say, like, I do these freebies and the only thing you owe me is to show me what you make, because that is a huge payback for me, because it gives me a lot of joy to see what you make. If you'll do that for me, I'm watching to see what comes in. And I hope you love mixed media as much as I do. And I just hope that you'll stick around for more fun. Thank you, everybody. Another thing, wanted to make sure you have heard my Tiny Tattered Houses class is being retired. I'm going to revamp it. We're going to be doing a brand new version this fall. So I'm retiring the older version, which came out in, I think, 2021. And before I retire it, I'm offering it one last time. You can get the recordings to keep forever for $10. And this is from the Tiny Tattered Houses class. Really fun. It's, I believe, either the top class I've ever taught or the top 2 most favorite classes I've ever offered. So highly recommend it. Grab it now while it's $10. And you can go to www.themakerbeehive.com and it's on my homepage, or you can go to www.themakerbeehive.com/tinytatteredhouses. Link, Sandra, can you link, please, the mixed media group? So, yes, that class is $10. Retiring August 1st, and you get to keep it. Get to keep the recordings. It's super fun. Really great class. All right, hope you had a blast. I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you next week for more inventive ideas. Remember, I never run out, and that means you never run out of an opportunity to use your own voice in your own artwork. Feel confident and know that you can do it using paper, scraps, and just a few tools, right? We did it. See you next week. Thanks, everybody.